Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoyimla, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us his beautiful truth, and just want to take the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And it's an article right here in the New York Post. It says Europe preps for World War III as secret German docks reveal plans for 800,000 troops in case Russia invades NATO. So they have almost 1 million troops, you know what I'm saying, set aside, I guess, from all these different nations. And basically, you know, some of this stuff is still classified, but they're, you know, they're talking about, you know, routes and, you know, all this, how they're going to get all these military units, or, you know, across certain borders, or where they're going to be stationed at, you know, because that's a lot of vehicles. That's a lot of that's a lot of fucking people to be moving, along with, you know, your tanks and your, I guess they would be flying their aircrafts from wherever they'd be flying them from. But anyway, you know, that's a lot of work to be put down. But a lot of the as I'm reading through here, they're only giving up a little bit of information about it. But this is something that, you know, we've heard of before. Because NATO, they're a collective of, I think it's like 30 nations or so. So they have a pretty, they could pull men at any time, so to speak, from all these different countries. But they're going to have to draft some men as well. Because I think China, you know, they're sitting on like 2 million soldiers or whatever. Russia, I think they're sitting on like 1.5 million, you know, and then they dealing with North Korea, but it's a lot of BRICS nations. So it's kind of like a, damn near like a superhero movie. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're going to have the bad guys against the good guys, so to speak, or the good guys against the bad guys, so to speak. But everything is riling up, man. You know, the Lord said to watch and pray. So, you know, these are just little things that we see, because the scriptures does talk about being not ignorant in any matter, whether great or small. So, you know, anytime we see any of these little stories, you know, we got to check through them, see what's up, and at least just give a warning on it, you know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that the Lord spoke of that will be happening in the last days, when the disciples asked him, you know, what will be the end of this age, or the end of this world, you know, what will be happening just before your coming. And one of those things that Yahushua spoke of was wars, rumors of wars, and these nations against nations, kingdoms against kingdoms, you know. Plenty of scriptures on fervent heat. Isaiah 9:5 goes off into fuel of fire. You know, these wars are going to be fought with fuel of fire. Matter of fact, let me see if I can grab it, because I'm driving right now, so that's why I'm, you know, be roughly paraphrasing some scripture. But once I get to a light or get to a stop sign or some stop spot or whatever, you know what I'm saying, I can just grab something. But just out and about at the plantation. Let's get this Isaiah 9:5 real quick. Pull up at this stop sign, I can read it real fast. Isaiah 9:5, it says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." So this is going to be a war. It's going to be fought, you know, with nuclear fire, man. And it's just a lot of missiles and all that shit going to be flying anyway. But the overall end results of America is going to be nuclear fire. And just before the Lord's coming. And so as you start to see these things rile up, you know, more and more, they have to be getting, you know, closer and closer to that mark of the Beauty and the Beast, that MOTB, that implant, you know, that micro implant that they want to put into the people, because they're going to have to do that first. So we keep a good eyeball on that as well, because what they're not talking on it or speaking on it like how, you know, they were. Because a few years back, you know, they was throwing it on the news. You were seeing it on local news stations and, you know, local newspapers. What do you think about this? What do you think about a microchip in you? You know, the cost is only $300. It's the size of a grain of rice. So you used to hear a lot about stuff like that, you know, before. and then they kind of died down on it. You know what I'm saying? But you can clearly go on YouTube and look back at videos from years back, you know, where people actually have this technology within their hand, and they're making purchases. They're purchasing product. You know what I'm saying? Their banking information is on it. Going back, you know, shit, some of them videos you can go back 10, 15 years. But the last, you know, fresh videos that you kind of see of it is like within last year or so. But you hear about a lot of you know, robotic shit, a lot of AI stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's you hear a lot more about that. But as far as that MOTB that they want to put into you to make purchases with, you know, which is gonna come down to Revelation 13 to 16, they're kind of low key with it now. So I'm thinking, like, you know, it's gonna be a surprise. They're gonna just jump out there with that shit, like, surprise, you know, some birthday party shit, and people are not gonna be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of uproars. It's gonna be, you know, people are gonna because they already have the data. They know as to who's gonna comply and who's not gonna comply. Like those Kamala Harris voters, they gonna go right out and get that shit. Some of those Trump supporters gonna go out and get it too, you know. Depends on the situation. They're gonna probably more than likely hold out a lot more longer. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they have a, you know, they do have a thinking brain. They kind of be thinking somewhat. These damn liberals and Democrats and blue states, they'll fall for anything, man. Especially if it's gonna give them the freedom to just, you know, continue on acting a goddamn clown. But this is serious business right here, man. We're living in some very interesting times, man. 800,000 troops. That's almost 1 million troops. And then, like I said again, they haven't even gotten on the point of the drafting system yet, because they're gonna draft. All these countries are gonna draft. America's gonna draft. France, Italy, Germany, all of them are gonna draft their, you know, some men and women into this war, man. It's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna you know, really catch a horrible deletion, man, in that war, man. And you know, we do these warnings to let you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know, man, hey, y'all stay out of that shit, man. Don't let these people fool. If you're in the military, your ass better off going AWOL, man. You better be getting out of there best you can. You know? And to you ones that, you know what I'm saying, that's thinking of going, you out your damn mind. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, stand down on that shit, man. Don't get out here in this civil war neither that's about to happen. When all this shit get to going crazy, you know, just stay, hey, man, we're just praying to Yahweh Shai for endurance. We're going to, you know, be in our houses and basically, you know, just chilling until what happens. If they coming to get us, they kicking in doors. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we do know that the scriptures talks about how some of us will be, you know, taken, tested, so to speak. And I just seen the elder out in New York this morning earlier doing a live. I think he was doing a live, but I seen the video later. But he was going off into, you know, praying for that endurance. You know, going off into Revelations 2 and 10. I think he mentioned a few different scriptures he mentioned the Lord's Prayer. You know, lead me not into temptation. You know, so, and those are things that you should be praying for anyway. Always pray Luke 21 and 36. You know, matter of fact, I'm at this light right here. We can get that real quick. Luke 21 and 36. Yeah, because the world is changing, and this shit is changing fast, bro. Ain't no telling what's about to happen out here, man. Trump got about a little less than 60 days to go ahead and pull off into office if he gets there. No telling what this guy's going to do. Well, he's doing the total opposite of what he told his supporters he was going to do. And he's definitely down for that the MOTB. I can see that now. He done changed his whole tune on those CBDCs or that digital payment shit. He done changed his tunes on that, man. At first, he wasn't even with none of that. But now he done pulled in Elon Musk. And all of a sudden, he's talking about, you know, America being the best in the world at it. We're going to have this technology and we're going to take it to, you know how America is. You know what I'm saying? All that pride and shit. We're the best. We have to get ahead of this technology. That bullshit. Luke 21 and 36. Something to pray, man. And it's in red letters, so we know that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, spoke on these things. This is him. red letter. Watch ye therefore and pray always. See, you should be praying always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So you want to be accounted worthy enough to make it through all the things that's coming, and to be accounted worthy enough to stand before the Son of Man, because that's the ultimate goal, you know. And shit gonna be scary. I mean, it's gonna be some scary scenarios, you know what I'm saying? But we're praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to give us that Yasha Allah spirit, man. That we don't have a spirit of fear, you know, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You know, so continually pray for these things, man, because we don't know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. All we know is that Jacob's trouble is going to strike, and it's going to be no one is going to get outside the test. Everyone is going to be tested in this situation. So 800,000 troops, because they're hearing about this guy Putin, you know, with that nuclear doctrine, man. He see, you know, he done switched up that nuclear doctrine. It don't take too much for them to push a button, and they ready to rock, because it's an all-out war, you know what I'm saying, with the West basically. But you know, United States is pretty much the head honcho of the NATO nations, you know what I'm saying. But we'll see how it play, man, because you got people like the Turkish president, you know, a lot of these, you know, a lot of NATO allies, you know, they're pretty much against America, man, because America been on such bullshit for so long, and really they just trash the world. They're not too big on helping out their counterparts, so to speak. They just go in, talk shit, take shit, you know, make rules, regulations, and all the other NATO nations got to kind of fall and bow to their bullshit. But see, now these nations are like, man, look, they even tired of that shit. So you got places like Turkey, which is one NATO's, I think, second largest military, you know, as far as NATO, other than the United States. You know, they're even talking about joining BRICS. And that guy may not even get in on that, man. I can't see it, you know what I'm saying? Because prophetically, a lot of these nations are going to come up against America. It's not going to be what they think it's going to be, you know? But they have turned up, though, because, you know, America, or Biden administration, and then the British administration over there, you know, I think just yesterday gave the approval for Ukraine to fire those, you know, missiles off into, you know, long-range missiles off into Russia. So that's pretty much about where it's at, man, with the third woe. And that's that Revelation 11 and, let's see. And it's inevitable, man. But you got a lot of people, man, they just really don't know what's going on. They just about to, you know, they preparing for, I just passed the house. They got to, you know, those, they be having, you know, in this area where I'm at, they have the professional Christmas light people come out. They don't put the lights up themselves. They're companies that actually specialize in that's all they do is put up Christmas decorations. And I'm passing through one of those richer neighborhoods right now where, you know, they just, you know, living it up. They just ready to cut into a damn turkey and, you know, pass around some Christmas gifts and shit, man. Singing goddamn Christmas carols. Matter of fact, I'm passing through a park right now where they have a light show. And this damn thing is miles and miles and miles, man. You pay your little money. I guess you load your kids and whoever the fuck off into your car. They got little, you know, little hot chocolate stations and shit set up, you know, and you just drive through about 5-10 miles an hour, I guess, and let the kids ooh-wee about the Christmas lights, man. So this is what's on these people's mind. They don't have their mind on what's really, and that's Babylon the Great, man. That bread and circus. This is exactly what the elite of the people really want. They want people to be this goddamn stupid. They don't want you thinking about nothing. And guess what? Oh, yesterday I seen an article too with Russia. They're preparing for nuclear war. They have these I can't really name like what they really are. They're like substations, or they're like, I would have to say, like little mini nuclear bunkers or cities, like type of deal. And they're preparing the Russian nation, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, got spots where they can all go to. when shit jump off. But here in these Americas, you gonna be in your thin wood ass house when this shit happen. And those little bricks that you got, even if you got a brick house, not gonna hold you down. Your ass can be in a steel building. It's not gonna hold your ass down. See, Russia's preparing, and a lot of those other nations too. I think like Israel, they have shelters. They have bunkering shelters where when once the alarm go off, everybody know, okay, some missiles coming, some type of shit coming. Make your way to one of these places, and they're not far away from everybody. Don't take but minutes really to get there. But here you go in the Americas, you don't have no shit like that. The only people that's got some shit like that is the fucking president. He might be in the sky on Air Force One, which is supposedly bomb-proof. You know? I highly doubt if the president is going to be at Camp David. But see, these people are preparing, man. But these Americans, they just heads in the air. They still watching the NFL games. Every fucking commercial pop on. They want to go get a pizza. Damn burger commercial come on, and all of a sudden I got a taste for a burger. We're gonna have it Uber delivered or whatever the fuck. This is the type of stuff that these people are thinking on. Bullshit. Revelations 11. Yeah, we in some very serious times, man. We'll see though. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The third world's war is coming quickly. That's all you're hearing about. Shit, we've been hearing about nuclear war for the past year. Nuclear. You hear about wars, you know what I'm saying? Little skirmishes and things like that. But shit, man, that's all you see now is talks of nuclear war. World War III, that's all you're hearing about now. And then not to mention, it's gonna, these countries are not, all of them are separated. All of them are, have a real big problem with division, especially here in these Americas. These Americans hate each other. They're at each other's throat. And I don't see any of these people lining up in droves neither to go and join the military since Trump is in office. You think a lot of these so-called white supremacists, all these so-called white boys will go ahead and be, they should be able to get, I don't see no millions or no hundreds of thousands or no news stories talking about how they may not have to draft because there are so many people enlisting. See, this is a whole new generation of softies, man, when it comes to these Americans. Those Russians, though, them Russians, they chop it up. Those Russians, man, they real men are over there. I'll put it that way. You're not about to see no MOT, no alphabet people in their militaries and shit. Ain't finna be no transformers over there, generals such and such, you know what I'm saying, and change this sex. There ain't none of that, man. This place is confusion. Bunch of soft ass, effeminate ass dudes. It's just not what it used to be, man. These people are not battle ready. They're not war ready. That's over with. As far as these Americans go, they done had their last little hoorah. So we just looking for this place to be, burnt with fervent heat. Those thermonuclear weapons, man. So I'm gonna end out there. I didn't want to keep this long. I just seen that article. I'm like, okay, all right, bet. Well, that's another step in this thing, man. And we know that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. That Proverbs 21:1, I think it is. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Like rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. That's why when Joe Biden done what he done, everybody is like, well, why would he do that? Why would he give them permission to use those missiles? Because the Lord, hit his ass, The Lord, gave him that to do. All these leaders, they're all just doing what the Lord wants them to do. He's controlling every single last one of them. So, when you see stuff like this, man, just know that we're close. We're getting closer and closer and closer to the kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua coming, man. That's it. Because we need out of here. We need out of here, man. Well, I mean, this place is horrible towards Israelite man, especially. Our women, our children, our nation. This place is terrible, man. And a lot of our people are going to be destroyed right along with this place because they don't want to, they're not going to, you know, it just is what it is, man. That Stockholm Syndrome to the third, the fourth power. Jake got it bad, man. Jake loved this place. So the Lord is going to have to destroy 2/3 of our people right along with these damn Edomites here in America, man. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. It's just a process. We'll get them back in the kingdom. But with that, hey, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala, and a Bible ball.